The Battlefront Network, giving you your daily dose of Battlefront content.
Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Tom and you're watching the Battlefront Network today. Thank you for tuning in. So, the full Battlefront reveal has happened, it was fantastic, and of course the trailer was shown off, and you can see that by using the link in the description below. You can also see my live reaction to that trailer, again by using the link in the description below, funnily enough. So, feel free to go ahead and do that. But today we have some news on the game in detail, all lined up ready for you here. So, the first bit is that in the game, players can, of course, use blasters. That's awesome news. And, of course, with the Stormtrooper picture that was actually teased this week, it was holding a DLT-19 weapon, which is a heavy blaster used by the Stormtroopers on in areas like Tatooine, because, of course, of its awesome power and long range. So I'm guessing we'll be able to use that weapon on maps such as Tatooine and Hoth as well, and also a new map which has been confirmed for Star Wars Battlefront, which is a new area and location in Star Wars 7, which is called Sullust or Sullust. I'm not really sure how you say that, but it says Sullust, which is a previously unexplored planet. So that's fantastic. We can ride speeder bikes and snow speeders. We can also fly X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and we can fly the Millennium Falcon itself. That is fantastic news, and something we've actually all been asking for, and something we've all been hoping we could do ever since we saw it in Star Wars Battlefront 1, parked in the Echo Base hangar. So that's awesome, and I just cannot wait. And if you look at the trailer, you'll see the Millennium Falcon flying around, and it looks brilliant. That's fantastic. And all the locations so far that have been confirmed for Star Wars Battlefront are Endor, Hoth, Tatooine, and Sullust. Now, Sullust, the planet, is actually the lava-y, Hothy type map we saw on what is now confirmed as the box art for the game. So that's another confirmation there. That's the box art you can see on your screens now. It's a kind of a lava-y type, snowy type planet, and that's where the Imperial base is, where they construct all the AT-ATs and stuff like that. So it looks brilliant, and I cannot wait to play on a map such as that. It's fantastic. But also a DLC has been revealed and confirmed for the game called the Battle of Jakku, and that will actually give us a story behind the crashed Star Destroyer on the Jakku planet. So that's awesome, and I think a bit of it was shown in the trailer. I did see a crashed Star Destroyer of what I think was a crashed Star Destroyer in the background. I'll have to go over it again, or I might have a picture on the screen now for you guys. So that'll be there. And also the playable characters that we know of, the villains, are Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and that's just brilliant. We saw Darth Vader in the trailer. He came up, lit his lightsaber up, and was just breathing. Oh, it's fantastic. He looks amazing. And then Boba Fett flying around with his jetpack. Whoa. And also jetpacks have also been shown for regular troopers as well. So I'm guessing that is that they're bringing back the Jet Trooper, which was in Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. But he looks like a different species. I'm not sure what species that is in the Star Wars universe. I'm sure you can tell me. But he's using a jetpack and he used a rocket launcher, and that was just phenomenal seeing doing that. And just the idea of being able to play in Frostbite 3 on the forest moon of Endor or Hoth or Tatooine or this new map, and then use a jetpack and just blow stuff up. That would just be amazing, and I cannot wait. It's just, oh, perfect. Of course, we saw an AT-AT there. We can pilot those just like we could in Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. So it's great to see that returning and being able to pilot those. And we can actually use them on the forest moon of Endor this time. In Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, we couldn't use AT-ATs. We could use AT-STs, but we can use AT-ATs now. And I'm guessing they will actually implement destruction, and we saw that on the trailer, really heavy destruction with the trees and the environment. So an AT-AT could go barging through trees and knock them down and shoot them down and just create a massive path for it to walk through. That'd be fantastic. Now, the modes for Battlefront, there's a wide range of modes tailored for different types of battles, including large 40-person multiplayer modes, and crafted missions that can be played alone or with a friend via split screen or offline or cooperatively online. And unfortunately, there will not be a traditional single player mode, so no campaign. which is a bit disappointing because I was expecting like a really story-driven game, but apparently not. It's more multiplayer-sided and driven, so that's still cool, I suppose, because we all did love instant action. Of course, that was an offline mode, but you get the picture. You know, multiplayer, big battles. That's what we all want. So that'd be fantastic to see. Now, it has been revealed that there are 2 editions of Star Wars Battlefront you can purchase on November 17th, 2015. The first one is the standard edition, and that is $49.99, and that's pounds. I'm not really sure what that is in different currencies, so I'll leave a currency converter in the description below. And if you do pre-order that, the standard edition, you do get you actually get the Battle of Jakku DLC for free, and there's also a deluxe edition for Star Wars Battlefront. That's $54.99 in pounds again, and with that deluxe edition, you get Han Solo's blaster, it's an instant access, ion detonator, MPL ion torpedo, ion shock, and victory. And the last 2, an ion shock and victory, are exclusive emotes. So I'm not particularly sure what they are yet, but I'm guessing we'll get more information on that. But that's just awesome, and definitely I'm going to be pre-ordering the deluxe edition for this game. I mean, 10 years in the waiting, you might as well. It's just fantastic. And also, with this edition, you do get the Battle of Jakku DLC for free as well, and both of those will come out on 1st of December for those who pre-order the game, and it will also come out for everyone else who didn't pre-order on the 8th of December, so that's fantastic, and I just cannot wait for this. It's just perfect. And also, the age rating for the game is confirmed. It's 16 plus, so if you're 16 and below, obviously you won't be able to purchase the game, but if you're above that, you can. So that's fantastic. And a short description of the key features for the game. Ground-based combat on a galactic scale. You can engage in epic battles on iconic planets including Hoth, Endor and Tatooine. Also bring the fight to an all new location, the lava fields of Sullust. Pilot a diverse set of ground-based vehicles including nimble speeder bikes, massive AT-ATs and more. And you can master the battlefront with iconic Star Wars characters, and it does say we can encounter a variety of beloved characters from the original trilogy, such as C-3PO and R2-D2. Now that's really interesting because it doesn't say we can play as them, but it says we will encounter them. So I'm guessing we'll have maps, maybe the Tantive IV, the ship that we saw in The New Hope being chased by the Star Destroyer. Maybe we might see that return as a map in Star Wars Battlefront, you never know. And C-3PO and R2-D2 could be on there. That would be fantastic to see. And it was just really funny if they were running around in the middle of this massive battle, like they were on The New Hope when all the Stormtroopers and the Rebels were running past, blasters firing, and they were just like running around. It was just really funny. So that's awesome. And it has been confirmed you can seamlessly swap between first person and third person. For me, that is the most awesomest news ever for this game, and I was really hoping we could play third person, and I guess we can now, so that's fantastic. But unfortunately, we will not be able to play space battles. Now, a lot of people have been quite upset about this news, but if you do remember Star Wars Battlefront 1, that didn't include space battles. That was just purely ground battles, and you can fly in the air with all the TIE fighters and all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. That was the original Battlefront, and that is my favourite by far out of any other game. I don't think this Battlefront could beat that either. So it doesn't really matter to me, but it might do to you. So they might include it at later dates, maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. But for the time being, space battles are not included in this game, and DICE wants to go with more of a focus on ground battles, the iconic massive Star Wars battles, and with the dogfights happening above. That would be just fantastic, and I just cannot wait for this game. As well, in the trailer, of course, we do know third person and first person is confirmed, but it did show the first person perspective of the X-Wing that was in a dogfight with some TIE fighters in the canyons of Tatooine, and that was just perfect. It looked amazing. Of course, we could do first person in the previous 2 Battlefront games in the actual cockpit of the the X-Wings and stuff like that, but I'm really glad they've added this in because it looks perfect, and DICE is really good. If you've seen Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, for example, they're really good at doing first person in vehicle type things, especially the jet. So actually doing it on here is perfect, and I'm so glad they've done it. It looks awesome. And also, if you actually pause it where the Boba Fett scene is, you see the Jawa vehicle in the background. and that was actually on a map called Dune Sea in Star Wars Battlefront 1, and the Tatooine map looks like a really open expanse, and it looks beautiful, and you can see some Y-wings, what it looks like in the background, so maybe someone is doing an actual bomb drop somewhere on the map, but it looks amazing, and Boba Fett is beautiful, shooting some rebel scum. And then again, we have the Sullust map, which looks amazing as well, with, I think, they are the new TIE fighters that we'll be able to use. I'm not sure, because when it actually comes down from the docking, it looks like the new one, but when it flies out, it kind of looks like the old version, so I'm not sure on that. But you see the Millennium Falcon come swooping in, and oh, it's just perfect. So that's fantastic, and oh, I cannot wait. Now, I do actually have a short snippet of information here that does explain everything about the abilities we can see in the game. Now, I did just mention that, but I've actually just found some more information for you guys, so here it is. As for the gameplay itself, Nicholas Fegri has said, Star Wars is epic battles, and that's what they're delivering. Players can choose first or third person and switch between the two cameras with various multiplayer modes. Fans can build their own battles as if they're playing with their own toys in a toy box that happens to be ripped right out of the films they love. So hearing that, I'm guessing maybe we'll have some variant of instant action, where we can make our own battles, like we could in the previous two Battlefront games. Of course, we couldn't really structure those really detailed. We could on the PC and stuff like that, you know, choose the extra large and stuff like that, you know, which map we want to play, and etc, etc. But I'm guessing maybe they're making the battle choosing really detailed this time for this new Battlefront, so that's really interesting. And the battles are punctuated by those power-ups we mentioned before. And that's the one you saw in the picture there, and of course in the trailer with the shield, and of course maybe the actual bomb drop. And it says, they don't just bring you better weaponry or temporary defences, they'll also unlock vehicles from speeders to walkers, and in dogfights between X-Wings and TIE fighters, they will unlock advanced vehicles like the Millennium Falcon and others. So it looks like we have to use these things to unlock more advanced things, of course with the weaponry and the defences, but also they've kind of switched it around a bit this time, so that we use them to get them, try and access the more advanced vehicles, such as the Millennium Falcon. But it says, and others. So maybe, just maybe, we could be seeing other iconic vehicles, such as the Slave One, and other vehicles like that. So that'd be perfect to be able to fly around on the map with that. That'd be brilliant. And as for Vader's appearance, that's indicative, I can't really say that word, of what they're calling player-driven boss fights. When a player finds a power-up that unlocks a hero or villain character, they'll transform into that character, becoming a very difficult and very powerful player that others can team up against. So it looks like they aren't doing the point system anymore like they did with the previous Battlefront 2 game, where we got a certain amount of points. You could it give you the option to be the chosen villain or Jedi for that particular map, and then you could click the button whether you wanted to play as that person, play as that hero or villain, or whether you didn't. Well, this time it looks like they're using these power-ups that you have to find to unlock a hero or villain character, and then once you do, you'll have the option to actually transform into that particular villain or hero. So for the Forest Moon of Endor, it looks like we'll be able to use Darth Vader as the villain, and for Tatooine, it looks like we'll be able to use Boba Fett. So that's really, really interesting, and I really want to see how it works out when they show some more gameplay, etc. at E3 2015 later on this year, and maybe like a 21-minute gameplay trail like they did. 17-minute gameplay trail like they did with fishing in Baku for Battlefield 4. So I'm really interested in that, and I really cannot wait. And finally, the mode that will replace the campaign side of things for Battlefront missions. It'll be a story-driven mode, and in these missions, players can find in iconic scenes from Star Wars history alone or in co-op. That co-op can be played in local split screen or online as well. The only mission they announced by name was a surprise, and one that has not been in any films yet, and the Battle of Jakku will let players chase down some Imperial remnants shortly after the Battle of Endor at the end of Return of the Jedi. So of course the Battle of Jakku is the DLC, the Star Wars 7 DLC that will be released for Star Wars Battlefront December 1st if you pre-order, and December 8th if you do not. So that particular mission will be available once the DLC comes out, and of course the multiplayer map that comes along with it, that's Sulis, the new area, and also the Battle of Jakku, that map as well. So that'll be fantastic, and just seeing a Crash Star Destroyer in Frostbite 3 on Battlefront would be amazing. Just be able to look at it would be fantastic, and also actually being able to discover what happened after the Battle of Endor, of course at the end of Return of the Jedi. That'll be fantastic to discover all the little things that went on and what they have for the new continuation of the Star Wars universe, for example, for the story. That's brilliant, and I'm really glad they're kind of doing that kind of thing. They're still including story mode. Now, I am a bit sad, really, because I was looking forward to a campaign, but this is still good, and I'm looking forward to it because they can keep adding to it. And also, it's been confirmed that a Star Wars Battlefront novel is actually being written, and the picture for that is on the screen now, so that's fantastic. So maybe that could link in with this DLC story type mode thing. They could tie different media into it, extend the story really wide, and we can play lots of different stories and missions. That'd be fantastic. But get ready, guys, because I'm going to be playing as the Empire when the game comes out, and I'm going to be buying the deluxe edition, pre-ordering it. So I'll see you all on the Battle of Jakku. Empire, I'm going to be kicking all of your asses, unless you're on my team, so that'll be awesome. So thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated, so subscribe, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!